Was geht, meine lieben Freunde, und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge Haus von Fata Morgana. Und ja, meine lieben Freunde, wir sind heute in der uff,
Das ist wirklich meine Voreinstellung.
ja, egal, unterhalten wir kurz den Chat.
Ja, also, ich frage mich echt hier, wie es dann auch reinspielt in die Morgana-Story, so wann es reinkommt mit dem Michel, der sie erst resurrected. Weil das ist passiert.
Ja, bei der Menschheit.
Ja, ja.
Wir sind in der 76. Folge, vermutlich.
Ja, ich würde sagen, nimmt jetzt schon mal den Like-Modus auseinander für dieses geisteskranke
Fürs Journey.
Development und Journey. Let's weiter.
Ja.
Und Stay Hydrated, Freunde. Nimmt jetzt alle einen Schluck zusammen mit uns.
Lecker Schmecker, Digga. Okay, let's go. Amy frequently visited my chambers. I didn't know if it was at mother's request or of her own volition, but I prayed it was the latter. She was a very touchy-feely person, and she seemed to have a particular fondness for playing with my hair. Whenever her voice danced its way into my ears, it would wreak havoc inside me. Being enveloped in her scent, day after day, stoked the fire growing within me. I did my best to remain as straight-faced as possible, because the last thing I wanted was her catching on. I understood that the things I was feeling were untoward, to say the least.
Your hair is so utterly enchanting. I've never seen hair so white before.
I think having color is much prettier.
Oh, well, George says white is the most difficult color to make with paint. There's no greater challenge than capturing the beauty of true white. Living with such a splendid example of the color must have given him a very high standard of quality. Say, Michel, maybe you could tell me about yourself today. I would love to get to know you better.
Tell you about myself?
Yeah, we could become even better friends if we found some mutual interest. Und ich frage mich, ob wir dann nochmal die Door 4, 5 und Door 1 bis 3 nochmal neue Perspektive sehen. Jetzt.
Ja, ich denke, wenn, dann geht es so durch wie bei Maid's Tale, einmal so kurz.
Ja.
Aber mal schauen. I enjoy playing chess, and I consider myself quite good.
Oh my, chess? I've never played. You're such a bright girl, Michel.
Would you like to try? I could teach you.
I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll pass. I doubt I would be any good.
Oh, okay. Ja, hä? Wenn du es nie gespielt hast?
Ja,
Will doch lernen.
trash mentality.
Ja.
What else is there? Say, your favorite kind of flower. I like all. Fragrance, color of gemstone. Are there any embroidered patterns you're particularly skilled at?
I don't have any favorites, no. And I'm not especially good with the needle either.
No? Do you have shaky hands then?
I wouldn't say that, no. I'm fairly good with a knife, I think.
A knife? Oh, like a kitchen knife?
No, a sculpting knife.
Sculpting?
Is it really so strange?
It is a bit unusual, I'd say.
Well, George does it all the time. His room is practically made of wood chips and charcoal and paint.
George is an artist and a man. There's nothing unusual about him doing some sculpting.
Why is it okay for him, but not me? Does being a girl really make that much of a difference?
Well, why don't we practice embroidery together, Michel? I get the feeling you spent too much time with your brothers. Immer so die Frage, nicht Antwort. But now you have me.
Du sagst das genau das gleiche wie die Mutter.
I'm sure it won't be long before you appreciate how much fun cooking and needlework can be.
She sounds just like mother, habe ich gesagt. And she gives the same reason too. Because I'm a girl. But that's not an explanation. It's a vague generalization. That said, if I agree, I can spend more time with her. Okay.
Wonderful. We'll come up with beautiful designs together. And when you've made something you're proud of, you can give it to a boy who catches your eye. Or if you prefer, you can give it to your father or brother. I would like Georges to have what I make though.
Oh, I've been wondering. Did you and Georges meet at the royal court?
Oh heavens no. I've never been to the court. One day my father told me I was getting married. And the next day is when we first met.
It happened that quickly.
What, are you worried about me, Michel? Hey, don't worry. I'm not displeased with my arrangement. In fact, I'm quite happy with it. Aristocratic marriages are almost always sudden. And as a woman, you get used to being a piece in their games.
Ja, dann, I guess, als Michel 17 wurde, war auch so eine Heirat und er dann so, no, shut the fuck up, I will not.
Ja, und dann
wurde verbannt. Ja.
Und finde den Avatar.
Finde den Avatar.
In der Menschen.
Mhm.
But Georges, he's different. He's a gentleman.
A gentleman? Him?
You sound surprised.
I believe hedonist suits him
Oh,
better.
ich weiß gerade nicht so mal kurz, was das ist.
Mhm. Hedonist. Ein Hedonist, ein Hedonist. She was living the life of a model committed hedonist. Digga, ich kenne die Worte nicht. Genussmensch. A person who believes the pursuit of pleasure is the most important thing in life. A pleasure seeker. Loose liver, playboy, pleasure seeker, pleasure lover, voluptuary. Okay, sensualist. Also der nur so macht, was so Spaß ist. Also für den Pleasure.
Oh, I quite disagree. I have complete faith he'll do good by me.
I couldn't fathom where she found such confidence in him. Especially a man she had only just met. How could she trust him at all? She was nothing but a pawn, and she knew it. So maybe she was simply putting on an act. I had trouble believing her smile was anything but genuine though.
One day, you meet the right man for you, Michel. And he won't be a drunk like the guy from earlier. He'll be a kind, hardworking, respectable man.
I would rather not find anyone.
I suppose this is all still too soon for you, huh? Say, how old are you, Michel?
14.
Oh wow, I assumed you were younger.
Do I really look that young?
Hey, no hard feelings. You're just like a tiny little doll, so small and slender. And look, not one bit of meat up there at all.
Hey! Hey! She playfully grabbed me from behind and started prodding at my chest.
Freundchen.
As her delicate fingers slid across my skin, I found myself gripped by very indecent urges. Every heavy thump of my heart felt sinful. She couldn't know, I couldn't let her. Everything I had been fighting to keep down came hurtling to the surface.
You're so cold, you know that?
She was touching me like it was nothing, caressing my hair. Was she this intimate with Georges? Or was it because I was a younger girl that she was so keen on putting her hands all over me? Before I understood what I was feeling, my body acted. It was pure, unfiltered impulse.
Und dann so.
In my attempt to escape from her grip, I twisted around only to find my face inches from Emmy's. Slowly gravitating closer, I pressed my lips against the corner of her mouth. Amy sat there, flabbergasted. I was equally aghast. I'm sorry. As I frantically put some distance between us, I'm sure my face was red as an apple, though I didn't know it at the time.
Well, that was certainly unexpected. Gut, scheint jetzt nicht gemeint zu sein, weil das war ja, der hätte Geld to fall von mir. Also ist doch nicht sie.
Ja, doch, safe.
Okay. I'm sorry, did I make you uncomfortable touching you so much?
Amy was smiling, though it looked forced.
Okay, it's forced.
No, not at all.
Then I must have startled you. I'm sorry if I had let you go sooner. I thought we could have avoided this accident.
Yeah. What do you mean, accident?
A kiss on the lips is...
It wasn't an accident. It wasn't. I mean, I
seem to have confused you somewhat, Michel.
What?
I know I can be very touchy-feely with you, and you took that to mean you should do the same.
No.
You can't do that again, alright? If you want to kiss your friends, then do it on the cheek. Save your lip for the man you love. I should get going then. George starts getting cranky if I don't give him enough attention.
Hold on! I'm in!
So long, Michel.
She wouldn't hear me out. Please. Once Amy had fled my chambers, that was when I finally comprehended my own emotions. That she had stolen my heart. But Amy was George's fiancée. No, that wasn't the problem. My body was not meant for her love. Ich glaube, mit so einem Hintergrund war auch so, du think the God to fall for me, ne? Mit so.
Okay.
Ja. I awoke in the middle of the night to pain in my joints. Not enough exercise, I guess.
Workout.
I tried bending and stretching my arms and legs, but it did nothing. So after pondering on it for a bit, I decided to go for a late night walk to distract myself.
Da hätte ich auch Bock eigentlich auch.
Nah.
Yeah?
As I approached the corridor adjacent to the courtyard, I heard a woman's voice.
I'm still concerned about staying here.
Aimee's voice. Die redet wahrscheinlich mit George's. Doing my best to remain perfectly quiet, I pressed myself up against the wall by the window and listened in on their conversation. I knew it was improper to eavesdrop, but the sound of her voice had me frozen in place.
It's Michel. I'm afraid I've confused her.
A tiny jolt ran down my spine, my muscles all tensing up at once.
Oh.
The sound of my name rising to her lips, but not in the way I would have liked.
She kissed me. Well, almost, but how could I have guessed she thought of me that way? Mother told me she didn't have any female friends, and asked me to be one for her, which is why...
So she had only been coming to see me because Mother had asked her to. I had been afraid of that. I felt that she wasn't there to be with me, that she had no fondness for me, that my yearning for her was one-sided.
She kind of scares me, the way she looks at me, always watching every little move I make. I'm sensitive to that sort of thing. I can tell what's going through Michel's mind. I managed to deflect it this time, but I should have gotten friendlier with her. I should never have gotten friendly with her.
She had seen through me from day one, understood what I was feeling before even I had.
It's disgusting. Homosexuality.
Homosexuality? Did I hear her right? Something inside me crumbled. and with it came an intense sense of wrongness. There it was again, that overpowering discomfort, that fear coursing through my veins, that repulsion, that irritation, that apprehension. What on earth was I? Did I view Ame as a member of the same sex? Were the things I felt homosexual? I heard Ame sigh from beyond the window. Nee, wenn er so. Okay. Villager. Yeah. Then the man beside her, who she was confiding all this in, replied.
Achso, das ist gar nicht. Ich dachte, sie redet mit George.
Ja, mit wem redet sie? Oder wir sehen es nicht, ne?
She's still just a child.
That voice, oh, Georges?
Wo sag ich nicht, das ist der eine Dude.
Wenn es eine Dude ist, wäre crazy.
And one with underdeveloped social skills besides. Understand that she's going to do and say some inappropriate things. It's not uncommon for a child to mistake admiration for love. And I didn't know this until recently, but when she gets something into her head, and es ist eine ihrer Brüder, oder?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, aber George, I guess. Warum? Ich weiß auch nicht, warum es da nicht steht, oder? She has a tendency to run with it without thinking.
Was not the man's I had assumed it was.
Also nicht
Georges, sondern vielleicht Didier oder der Vater?
Ja, Didier.
Ja. The other day she asked me to let her be a knight. I can't imagine how she thought that would end any other way. Why? It's not very often there a woman other than mother at the estate. I imagine she simply got nervous being around you and something got mixed up in her head. Why was Didier out there with her?
I hope that's all it was.
Me, hadn't you told me you thought Georges was a gentleman? So what were you doing getting so friendly with Didier? And Didier, weren't you my ally? Or was that all an act like her? You were going to be a knight. So why were you out here with your brother's fiancée? I'm glad to have you here, so I hope you can figure something out to make it work.
I'll do what I can, but... And I'm kind of reluctant to say this to you, but something has to change. As it is, she kind of grosses me out. Es muss verbannt werden. Aber das ist erst 3 Jahre später.
She grosses me out. So what? I was some kind of sick, disgusting creature. All I had done was show feelings for her. I couldn't be Georges or Didier. The needles piercing me expanded, both in size and number. Soon I was being skewered by a dozen of them. And the heated sighs rising from the courtyard only served to make the pain worse. All I could do was cover my ears and run. Why? What were you doing out there? Didier! How am I gross? It's not real. It's all a bunch of lies. This entire house is nothing but a fraud.
Fraud. Wie testing?
None of it was ever real. The family gatherings, Amé's smiles, Didier's kindness. Georges, what about Georges? Did he agree to the marriage knowing about them? What the hell are they thinking? You want to know who's really disgusting? God damn it! I will not cry. I will not cry. I can't let myself. Girls cry. Tears are for girls, not for me. I bit down hard on my lip, wrapped myself in my sheets, pressed my hands hard over my ears. Squeezed my eyes shut as tight as I could manage, tried to get away from the things I had seen. Images of them embracing in the night, threatened to float back to the surface, but I shook my head, casting them off. Praying I wouldn't have any nightmares, I drifted off to sleep. The next day, I awoke with a terrible fever.
Mizuko.
Ja. Will auch sein, ja. Mizuko! I hovered in a sweltering wave of heat, unable to tell dream and reality apart, listening to a seemingly endless stream of cracking noises. The sounds were coming from inside my body. I thought I was falling apart. My mother was horribly worried. I had never been the most healthy child, but I had never fallen this ill either. I couldn't get out of bed. My voice was raspy, like an old woman's. I was genuinely afraid I would wither away and die. Mother called in doctor after doctor to see me, but they all said it was the flu. That bodily pain was common with a fever. While there was a doctor in the house, Mother was able to remain relatively calm. But once they were gone, the anxiety came back. She stayed with me day and night, even for going sleep. Her hands gripped mine. They held me fast. She had her head bowed, as if in prayer.
Don't worry, it'll be alright, Michel. God is watching over you. He will protect you. You are his child. You are his angel sent to earth. He will not forsake you. The doctors say it's just a flu.
I believe we're alike in that way, Morgana.
Oh, her word. Oh, no.
Ja, weil Morgana so Child of God also saint und he is the Archangel. Though her words seemed to be directed at me, there was a vacantness in her voice, as if they were really for herself. For so long she had wanted a daughter. I couldn't understand her fixation. But seeing her there through my cloudy eyes, I wanted to apologize for ever thinking spending time with her was agonizing.
How are you feeling? Your mother's here for you, don't worry.
But the only sound that came from my mouth was a faint gasp. I drifted in and out of sleep. Mother's hand wrapped around my arm. And I had numerous dreams.
Oh, sehen wir so Dreams?
In my dreams I was a man. In my dreams I was Didier and I was Georges. In my dreams I fell in love with Aimee. And in my dreams I loved her.
You're disgusting.
But with one word, the dreams twisted into nightmares. My body was torn into fleshy chunks, and I sunk into the darkness. Gigi hat ja genau das gleiche gesagt auch, ne? You're disgusting.
Ja.
Several days later, my fever was gone, like it had never been there. However, what the? My voice did not recover. And when I attempted to climb from my bed, the murderous pain in my joints came rushing back. Instead of my feet, I landed on my face. My voice was unbelievably deep. Ist ein Dream wahrscheinlich. And the pain only got worse, oder mal schauen. Every time I took a breath, it felt like someone hammering a spike into the back of my neck. It felt like my body was falling apart. Like my dreams were becoming reality.
Michel! Michel!
When Mother scrambled into my chambers, I remembered the time she had spent at my bedside, and a wave of relief came over me. I reached my hand out, in a show of vulnerability, but she didn't take it. She couldn't take it. Mother.
What?
Hä, ist er jetzt zum Mann geworden? Oder wie?
What is wrong with your voice?
Oder nur die Stimme.
Ah, I see. You're still not feeling well, are you, Michel?
A look of restrained fear on her face. Mother stepped toward me, placing her hand on my forehead. Her palm felt hot against my skin.
You don't have a fever.
But I heard all over.
Du musst jetzt so Patten mir vorlesen. Joke.
My joints!
You're still sick, Michel.
Ach, oh mein Gott, seine Joints verändern sich so von Frau zu Mann, oder was? Aber wie? Die Witch?
Ja, ich weiß auch nicht. But don't worry, you'll be fine in no time. Now back to bed with you. You're a girl. You're a girl. So you shouldn't be sitting on the floor. It's bad for your back.
As Mother repeated the phrase, "you're a girl," again and again, that nagging sense that something wasn't quite right grew more distant. Ja, ich will gerne mal so einen Spiegel. Also so sieht es ja selber gerade. Aber mal schauen. Was I really sick? Was this actually my voice now? And if it was, what was I turning into? My voice was certainly not a girl's voice. Allein deswegen, Rap, könnte man das wahrscheinlich nie als Anime machen. Weil immer wenn Michi reden würde in der Gegenwart, dann müsste das so geblurrt sein, weißt du?
Es gibt aber auch so Stimmen wie Johanns, die kann man, oder weißt du, man?
Ja, oder man macht
Oder ein weiblicher Synchronsprecher, der halt so, weißt du, man?
Ja, oder auch, was noch ist, wenn es das Anime ist und wenn er halt Michel ist, dass es einfach männliche Stimme ist und erst als die Realization kommt,
Ja.
dass das Girl ist dann weibliche Stimme. My voice never went back to normal though. So Mother ordered me
Zum
to
Beispiel?
remain in my room.
Wenn Johann, Spoiler an Monsterfreunde, der Anime, wenn Johann sich als Anna verkleidet und redet, dann ist es auch die Stimme von ihr, also die Synchronsprecherin von ihr. Dann ist es nicht Johanns Stimme. Weißt du? Also geht die.
Ja, bisschen was anderes, aber ja. I hadn't recovered yet. And so long as I was sick, I couldn't be let out. Again, something felt wrong about her calling it a sickness, but I had no evidence to the contrary. I had no way to know I wouldn't get others sick if I exposed them, as she claimed, so I had no choice but to do as she said. In time, Mother too stopped visiting me, and the only people I saw were servants. They did their jobs, but refused to look me in the eye. No one else came to see me though. Not Aimee, Lydia or Georges. 1 month passed, then 2, then 3.
So der Vater wird überhaupt nicht erwähnt. Ne?
Yeah. Occasionally, the pain in my joints would withdraw. At other times it would worsen. Whenever I would drift off to sleep, I would hear the sound of my own joints creaking. I would dream of a woman standing in the courtyard, her soft chestnut hair fluttering in the wind as she twirled to face me. A smile on her face and her breasts exposed. One day, after around 6 months of servants refusing to make eye contact, I stopped one and made a request to have a mirror brought to my room. While he didn't acknowledge me, the next day I had my mirror. By that point, I was fairly certain I knew what was happening to my body. I had no clothes to wear. Because none of the multicolored dress hanging in my wardrobe fit me anymore. Putting the heavy red cloth covering the mirror aside, my completely naked body came into view. Ha! Something resembling a mix of a chuckle and a sigh of pity spilled from my lips. This is me. 6 months. After only 6 months' time, I could hardly recognize myself. Extending my hand for the mirror, I traced the outline of my body, a bony reflection. My shoulders lacked Mother's curves, and my skin Ami's sheen. I was pale and haggard, but struck to rally I looked like my brothers. Obviously, being younger than them and not as active, my muscles lacked any kind of strength, but I wouldn't have batted an eye if I saw myself holding a sword. I was a full head taller than I had been 6 months earlier. Huch! Aber was ist passiert, Digga? Die Maid, ich mein, die Witch, oder einfach so der Körper, genau. Mal schauen. And I felt an odd certainty that I wasn't done growing either. Staring at myself in the mirror, I traced my name across the surface. Michel. Don't need the last two. LNE.
Hey, Digga, ich check erst jetzt, dass einfach Michel, die erst zuletzt 2 Buchstaben weg, ist genau gleich wie mich. Weißt du?
Ja?
Also, ich dachte irgendwie, keine Ahnung, ich habe nicht gecheckt, dass nur die letzten 2 Buchstaben anders sind. Also, dass die letzten 2 Buchstaben, wenn die weg sind, dann ist es einfach, ich weiß nicht warum.
Genius.
Was ich meine.
Michel. Also, jetzt steht da Michel, I guess.
Mhm.
Ja.
Nice.
Wow.
Ja, aber jetzt ist komplett anders.
Ha. Junge. Aber ehrlich, was ist passiert? What the fuck?
Ja.
For the first time in my life, I liked my name. I still didn't think an angel's name suited me one bit, but it was staggering how different it felt now, even if it sounded exactly the same. Also, es wirklich sounded exactly the same. Also,
Ja. Michel.
Those last 2 letters changed the meaning entirely, turning it from a girl's name to a boy's name. This makes sense. Everything was falling into place. My admiration for Didier, the envy I had for my brother's buddies, the feelings I had for Ami, the incident dreams I had been having.
Indecent.
Oh. I was always male. Junge, guck ihn an. Aber wie
Ich
ist
bin
das
immer
passiert?
noch nicht, ich weiß nicht, was abgeht, ja.
I acted like a fool for the first time in my life. Yeah, nigga.
Keck.
Cake. I laughed so hard at the sight of myself, my stomach hurt. It was the first glimmer of light I had seen in this locked room for far too long. This was what I was supposed to look like. My life up until 6 months ago, constricted and uncomfortable. My life as a girl was all a lie. No one could possibly look at me and call me an angel. I was always a boy, but I had been told I was a girl, forced to act like one. Of course, that wouldn't feel right. They needed to know. I couldn't be the only one who understood. Everyone in this house needed to. Fueled by this one desire, I wrapped a sheet over my shoulders and threw open my door. It seemed ridiculous how long I had followed Mother's instructions and remained cooped up in my room. And now I felt fantastic. If there truly was a God in heaven, then this change within me was his answer to my prayers. A manservant carrying a tray of food did a double take as I passed him. The farther I proceeded through the corridors, the more eyes I felt on me. The midday sun shone obnoxiously bright through the windows, but now, with its piercing radiation illuminating my proper self, I felt an odd affection for the light. I could hear the family gathered in the great hall, everyone but me. Didier's voice complained about the simple meals the church provided, but his pride came through in his slaughter. George's voice playfully bragged about life at the royal court. Father's voice informed everyone his investments had borne fruit, and with the money he had purchased several new estates. Mother's voice, eine dieser Estates wahrscheinlich die Menschen. Mother's voice was distinctly less bright than the rest of the families. Wenn die als einziges weiß, ne, glaube ich. She gave vague, empty indications she was listening, though mostly stayed out of the conversation. Ami's voice sang her praises for Georges, her beloved husband. Jetzt kommt er rein. I'm here! Never mind the fact she was sleeping with Didier. It was all a facade. A mere shadow of a family.
It's a shame Michel couldn't be here.
Ja, doch, jetzt schon, er kommt rein.
Then we would have everyone.
I was there. I was right there. I hadn't gone anywhere. Anyway, you had just locked me in my room. Ja, es war ja nicht wirklich locked. Er hat immer nur wieder gesagt, bleib da, bleib da. Das war nicht zu, glaube ich.
I hope she recovers soon.
I was never sick at all. The child you called Michel was actually your son. That was all there was to it.
Huh?
Yo, Didier reacted so.
What?
Everyone's gaze is concentrated on me. I gave them all a quick glance, and then with my deepened voice I said, I am cured. I was cured 6 months ago.
Who are you?
Surely you haven't forgotten my face, have you, father?
Michel? Michel? This boy is Michel!
A wave of chatter spread through the hall. Mother went pale. Father objected. Didier stared. Georges gaped. Amy watched cautiously, fear in her eyes. What a farce. They were the ones who had wrongly decided I was a girl.
What's going on? Someone tell me, what is the meaning of this? You were dressing your son up like a girl, mother? I assumed he was a girl. Otherwise I wouldn't have put my hands on him like that. You lied to me. I would have never agreed to it had I known. No! You're wrong! She's Michelle, my daughter! You call that a girl?
Yo, wait up. Moment, kurz. Ist es ein Doppeltwist, dass Michel doch als Junge geboren wurde, aber die Mutter wollte so sehr eine Tochter, dass sie einfach immer als Tochter... Aber warte mal, wir haben ja nie...
Aber was war dann diese Szene mit so...
Ja, er war halt underdeveloped, bis er 14 war und dann 6 Monate so Bird. So ist es ja.
Ja, aber war das auch eine Illusion mit Giselle, die sagt, you're disgusting?
Yo,
mit
wait.
diesem you don't have...
Oder mal schauen, mal gucken. Warte mal.
You call that a girl? All these months I was worried because you said he was sick. And that was all a lie? You couldn't pass him off as a girl anymore, so you locked him up in his room. Is that what it is? And you have just stayed there.
Nee, you could have.
Oh, you could have just stayed there. What possessed you to show yourself now?
Shut the fuck up! Er kann machen, was er will.
Stop that. Don't look at me. Don't give me that look.
You said you can tell what's going through my mind, didn't you?
What?
Then you should know exactly how I feel about you right now. Don't be so damn full of yourself. I have no interest in a whore like you. Ja, Michi, gut, Anakin. Der Blick. So why don't you go cry to Didier's arms? At Shed Against Family.
Ja. Und deswegen wird er verbannt. Aber es ist noch zu früh, oder dass er verbannt wird eigentlich.
Ja.
You! What? What? Huh? What are you talking about? Why Didier? Why not me? What? Hey, anyone want to explain that for me?
What had once been a nice family meal was now utter chaos. For the briefest moment I felt sorry for Georges, but that whisked away almost immediately. There was a crash from the table, and dishes fell, shattering against the floor.
Cursed.
A chilling darkness oozed from her voice.
She's cursed. That was my daughter. I saw it with my own eyes. I gave birth to her. She was a girl. Michelle was a girl. Malevolent curse has been placed on her.
When Mother lifted her head, I had difficulty believing that she was the same woman who had sat by my bedside as I lay sick, sacrificing sleep to care for me. Her hair was a frazzled mess, and deep creases covered her face.
Restrain her. Throw her into her room and lock the door. She's a girl. A girl. She was a girl. I swear it.
Junge, der Blick. Open your eyes! Digga. Die Panels von Michel hier sind echt nice.
Ja.
Details, so richtig so Augen und alles. Do I sound like a girl? Do I look anything like a girl? Mother's cries sent me into a frenzy. I ripped the sheet off my shoulders, throwing it to the floor. I am not a girl! It's a complete naked. And shouted.
Restrain her! Please! Someone! Restrain her!
Fear reigned in the great hall. But then several moments of icy silence were broken by a muttering that shocked me as much as anyone else. Also kein Schwanz, doch, oder wie?
Kaum. Ah. You're not a boy or a girl. What on earth are you? Also hat
Ja.
keine Boobs, keine... Ja.
Kein
You're an
Schwanz.
abomination.
You're not a boy? You're an abomination. I'm... what? I had seen myself in the mirror. I was undoubtedly male. Lacking a strength through... though they may have been, I had visible muscles. My chest was flat and I was taller than a girl should be. My voice was deep and I had an obvious lump in the middle of my throat. I was male, I had to be male. What else could I be? So why was Amy looking at me like some kind of strange creature? A chill ran down my spine, and I suddenly felt myself deeply uncomfortable being so exposed.
There's nothing there. You've got nothing there.
Nothing there? I didn't understand what she was talking about. Also Michel
Der
weiß.
macht es doch kein... Also macht es doch Sinn mit dem... Diese Tweets don't have a...
Yeah. Unable to press further, I fell silent, at which point several servants burst into the great hall and restrained me.
She's a girl. She's my daughter.
Mother, seemingly in a mad daze, just repeated the same thing over and over.
She was a girl.
As Mother wailed, she wandered off somewhere. Father stood there in silence. Amy stared at me with disgust in her eyes. Georges was still in a panic, and Didier clenched his fists. Eventually I started regaining my composure, which is when I realized I had made a mistake. My sickness had been made into a curse. Also gestern wurde noch locked up für 2 Jahre und dann weggeschickt, warum auch immer, weil dann nochmal was passiert ist. I was once more caged up in my room. In addition to the door being locked from the outside, the windows were boarded over so no one could see in, leaving me in perpetual darkness. Boah, yo. Oder vielleicht war es so, you have to go to fall for me. I received no visitors except the servants, and again none of them would look me in the eye. Ja, Soundtrack. Every day was the same. Day in and day out. Day in and day out.
Ich erinnere mich gerade an die Maid. Also nicht zu dem Extrem, aber sie hat auch gesagt, every day was the same. Repeat.
The only time the routine changed was when on occasion a servant would arrive bearing a letter. It was my mother's handwriting on the parchment. We lived in the same house, yet she refused to show herself before me. I had no choice but to respond to her letters. She demanded I speak like a girl, and I didn't have the strength to defy her. There was a constant sense of urgency to her letters, like she might fall apart completely at any second. So I did as she said. I signed each letter Michel. The female name she bestowed upon me at birth, which I so despised. Every time I used that name, I felt like I was denying my own identity. On paper, she expressed her concern for me, but that concern only served to cause me more pain. So every time I took up the quill, my hands trembled. Mother, prayed daily that my curse might one day be broken. Am I cursed? Is that why my body changed? Was it not because I was male? There's nothing there. What did she mean by that? Also, sie weiß gar nicht, dass Jungs einen Schwanz haben einfach, I guess. Also, Michel weiß das aber nicht. Deswegen checkt ihr nicht, was gemeint ist, there's nothing there.
Okay, no.
Why did she look at me the way she did? How am I an abomination?
Das heißt, oder wie?
Ne, ich will nicht genaue. Das wirtschaftlich, ich weiß schon, was das heißt, aber Gräuel. Horror, ja. Laughing Disgust. Eine Verabscheuung, so kann man auch sagen. I guess. Aber es ist eigentlich hier Gräuel.
Ja.
Why? I don't understand. Someone, anyone, please tell me. Someone, please! I've brought your supper.
Ich hätte Bock auf eine Suppe gerade.
I will be back shortly to retrieve your dishes.
I'll be going.
Wait.
Oh. What?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, yes? What do you need, Michel?
Are you a man or a woman?
Oh, pardon?
Which are you?
I am exactly what I appear to be.
Which are you? Sorry.
Am I sorry? My mistake. I am a man. If this is all, I will be going now.
Clothes off.
What?
Take your clothes off, right now. Everything, even your underclothes.
What? Surely you jest, Michel.
I am very serious.
I could not possibly.
Why not?
I could not expose myself.
I ordered you to take off your clothes.
You mean to humiliate me? I beg you, please reconsider.
What are you? You're a servant of the Bollinger estate. And what am I? I am a child of the Bollinger family. I may be locked up, imprisoned in this room, but that doesn't make you any less my servant. Am I wrong? Gloves off.
Yeah.
I ordered you to take your gloves off. Not even the tiniest sliver of guilt arose in my conscience. I felt no shame in what I was doing.
Shameless.
All that mattered to me was figuring out what me had meant. I wanted to find the truth. Not knowing, I would have been better off in the dark. His face twisted in humiliation, the servant undressed before me. In the dim candlelight, the man's body was shaped almost like the rectangle, and at a glance he didn't appear much different than me. A second later, though, I found my answer. I found the one crucial thing he had that I didn't. Why? My lower body lacked that part. That made a man a man.
Are you satisfied, Michael?
It was then that I finally learned what a man's body was supposed to look like.
I'm begging you, please allow me to dress. It would be an unbearable shame to remain unclothed any longer. Before the young Bollinger daughter. Achso.
Daughter? You still insist on calling me a damned girl? Look at these shoulders, my chest, listen to my voice. How can you possibly think of any of that belongs to a girl?
But how you appear does not...
There was a distinct look of fear in the manservant's eyes. Not out of respect for our difference in rank, but out of disgust for this incomprehensible thing standing there before him. Those trembling eyes, and the reality dangling there before me, blew the lid once more of everything I had been holding back. Without that, he would be no different than me.
What?
Oh no, schnell ist die Schwester aber so scheiße. Everything else is all the same. So why? Why does it make such a difference? That you have one and I don't?
Michael!
I am a man. I'm a man just like you. I'm no one's daughter.
No.
And if you still insist we're not the same, then I'll make you like me. Hab's gekallt.
Ah!
Without that, you're no different than me. Oh no. It was a mix of dread and panic that pushed me over the edge. No.
Oh no.
And so, in order to keep myself afloat, I decided to bring another pain. Hätte mir Schwanz abgesagt oder so. Oh no way, Digga.
Please don't do this, Michael!
In a blind frenzy, hardly even aware of what I was doing, just riding the current of my erupting emotions, I swiped a knife off the tray the man had brought, knocked him down and climbed onto him. I'll get rid of it! I'll make you the same! Without it, you'll be just like me.
Get it off me, please! Someone help!
No, I'll make you just like me.
And here's someone! Anyone! Michael! She's delirious!
Delirious?
Bro. Aber wenn jetzt... Es ist noch nicht Zeit, oder? Das für die
Wahnsinnig.
Verbannung, ja.
Ja, wir wissen nicht, wie lange er cooped up war. Ne?
Ja, good point.
Oh, Digga. Through the fog of hysteria, I suddenly realized I was surrounded by several servants, and the next thing I knew, I was on the floor beneath them. There were as many, if not more, of them than when I had made the scene in the Great Hall. A dozen manservants stared down at me, their eyes filled with fear and revulsion. And in the shadows beyond the crowd I saw Mother, looking in on me with vacant eyes. Mother. Mother, why? Why will you only speak to me through letters? Why do you say I'm cursed? Mother, I'm male. I was always male. Tell me what I am, Mother. Let me out of here, please. I'm not delirious. My head is perfectly clear. I'm normal. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not cursed. Mother, say something. Mother!
Der arme Servant.
Ja, aber wurde ihm ja nicht abgehakt. Zum Glück jetzt. Demon-Schalt.
Aber das wurde doch so Blackout sozusagen.
Die Blackout. Ja, nee, das war ja hier. In my hysteria there were several things coming. Through the fog of hysteria, I suddenly realized I was surrounded.
Also, okay.
Also sie ist wahnsinnig und dann
Also,
kamen alle rein.
Ja, okay.
After that I was shut in my room again. And even the servants stopped coming. Huch, wieder, wer hat denn gegessen? I pushed and I shoved, and I pulled, and I pounded with all my strength, but the door and windows didn't budge. A day passed, then another. With no food or water, I started fearing death was upon me. I would had no idea how miserable it was to go so long without water. My throat was dry, crackled, and it felt like it was on fire, making breathing difficult. 2 days. 48 long hours. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. After just 2 days, my skin stretched tight across my bones, looking hard and dry in the soft candlelight. Water. I need water. Someone, please, give me water. Why won't anyone bring me any? Why? My family had abandoned me and were leaving me to die in this room. When I realized that, I broke into uncontrollable shaking. The helplessness threatened to suffocate me. Fear of death turned to panic, which only scrambled my already confused mind further. I grabbed a chair, swinging it at the window, at the door. But all my attempts ended in crushing failure. Anyone! I clawed at the door, begging for help. Someone opening your... Anyone! Water! I need water! One drop! That's all I need! I'm going to die in here! Someone! Anyone! Mother! Father! Didier! Georges! Someone open the door, please! Help me! Someone! I need water! My throat hurts! It burns! I'm so weak! Someone, water! Didier, Georges, ah! Anyone! But not a single soul came to the door. With no food or water, the third day came and went, and then the fourth. Digga, wie lange kann man überleben ohne Wasser?
So 3 Tage, glaube ich. Und halt ohne Essen so 3 Wochen, soweit ich weiß.
Ja, Essen geht lang. Obwohl er ist ja schon abgemacht und so, aber.
4 Tage ohne Wasser. Oder frag kurz.
Wie lang kommt man ohne Wasser und Essen aus? Ohne Wasser überlebt man in der Regel nur 3 bis 4 Tage. In Extremfällen vielleicht eine Woche, je nach Temperatur, Aktivität, körperlicher Verfassung. Ohne Essen deutlich länger, zwischen 30 und 60 Tagen. Huch! Als ob man so lange ohne Wasser.
Was?
Ist halt der Zeit. Ich glaube, alle Fettreserven werden dann halt für den also wird man halt trotzdem mal abgemagert sein, aber man würde es halt überleben. Okay, weiter. Then the fourth. Und beim 4. Tag will man sterben, oder? Also. By that point I was expectedly devoid of any sense of dignity, and I sat there, covered in all manner of human filth. As my body quickly wasted away. Still, I clung to the vain hope that someone would open the door. That door. Die door, ne?
Ja.
It was all I had. Occasionally, I would hear footsteps. Whenever I did, I mustered up what meager strength I had left to bang on the door. Whoever's there, please, open your door! I'm begging you, someone! Wie überlebt er das hier? Oder kann er jetzt leben ohne Essen? Weil das war nur in der Fourth oder so. But my pleas fell on deaf ears. Though they didn't respond to me, I could hear the Abigails muttering to one another in the corridor.
Did you hear it? Yes, I did. I wonder what's gotten into Lady Michel. They say she was cursed. Maybe she sold her soul to the devil.
Demon Child heißt gerade das Chapter.
How dreadful. We should stay away from that door if we don't want to be cursed too.
I am not cursed. Ich frage mich aber echt, was mit Michel passiert ist, also. Wie ist er zu dem geworden, was er ist? I did not sell my soul to the devil.
I'm kind of scared. I might have to find work somewhere else. Gotta make sure we stay away from that door.
why do you think I'm cursed? Ja, wegen der Mutter. I never did anything wrong.
Fast. Ja. Wollte den
I make you the same as me.
Lady Michelle has lost her mind. She's deranged. I'm scared even thinking about her.
You're talking about her over here. I'm not deranged. My mind is perfectly fine.
She's right crazy. She's right mad.
No, I'm not. I'm perfectly normal. Als ob sie lachen, was?
Ja, what the fuck?
Ist es so, vielleicht was er sich vorstellt, weil er jetzt so lange nicht gegessen hat, ne? Oder die redet ihm ein, schon, die Witch maybe, aber mal schauen. Ja, mal schauen. Someone, please get me out of here. Wie kann der Scheiß gar nicht noch leben? Also eine Woche ist max. The 5th and then the 6th day pass.
Auch kein Wasser, das geht.
By that point I was hovering on Death's brink. Okay, also jetzt wirklich Death's brink. Also eine Woche hat ChatGPT gesagt, ist so maximal ein Extremfan. I lacked even the willpower to hold myself up against the door. So I simply lay on the cold floor waiting for the end. I felt no sorrow, no anger, no despair, nothing. I had been sucked completely dry. I couldn't even compose a coherent thought. Which is why, when the door I had so yearned to open actually did, and someone stepped inside standing over me, I was unable to process it.
My God, what a mess. Hey, are you still alive? Well, look at that.
Wer ist es?
I was afraid you would be dead.
It was Aime's voice. Digga, also.
Kommt jetzt mit dem Girl sofort von mir oder so?
Ja, wenn die jetzt irgendwas macht mit so you disgusting und so, oh mein, ich töte sie. Aber ich glaube, sie rettet Michel.
Wow.
Boah, aber guck mal, wie sie aussieht, Digga.
What the fuck? I'm sorry, really?
Also wirklich, wie kann man, ich glaube, das ist das creepyste Panel, was es bisher gab.
Mhm.
No joke. Hat sie geordert, dass sie eingesperrt ist oder so?
Aber wie soll sie das ordern können? Sie
Keine Ahnung.
Nicht die Macht dazu.
Die Macht. Mal schauen.
I didn't mean you much harm.
Jedoch, durch sie, oder?
But after what you said in front of the whole family, I was a little upset.
I couldn't tell what she was saying. All I could hear were garbled sounds. And all I could do was moan at her.
The servants are all afraid of you now, after your little episode. So I volunteered to bring you your food in their place. Und hast nicht gemacht.
Ja.
Everyone was so grateful. I don't think anyone likes you anymore.
Eventually, my muddy mind managed to make sense of the thing she was holding in her hands. A tray of food. Also in der anderen Hand, I guess. I could smell it from here.
At first, I just gave your food to a stray cat.
Digga, was ist hier für eine Hure, no
Ja.
joke.
Whore.
No, nein, sie?
Schlimmer als Maria.
Ja, schlimmer als Maria. Und schlimmer als Amide, weil sie ist absichtlich gemacht.
Ja, weil Amide, ja, aber auch, die Amide haben absichtlich
Ja, okay.
in die Schuhe geschoben.
Ja, wahrscheinlich war es Amides Ding, aber es ist halt nicht confirmed.
Doch.
Von?
Es wurde confirmed, dass sie es hier gesetup haben.
Von
wem confirmed?
Ja.
Es wurde gesagt.
Nein.
Doch.
Nein.
Du meinst schon den, der Giselle da in die Scheiße getunkt hat?
Ja.
Ja.
Es war von der Witch dann, glaube ich, so gesagt, so wahrscheinlich hat er es von ihm geplant und selber absichtlich so gemacht, aber es stand da nie confirmed. Also so. Hier, guck, merkst du selber, ne?
Nein.
Ja, da merkst du selber.
Schreib in die Kommentare
Nein.
rein, wir überprüfen es irgendwann.
Das kannst du machen, ich nicht.
Okay.
Ich habe hier recht. I wish you could have...
I wish you could have seen it devouring every little last bit.
Naja, Bitch, Digga. What?
But they didn't know though was that people can die in just a few days to the water. I never intended to kill you. I just didn't know. So I'm really sorry about that. Ja, merkt man auch
Boah,
hier im Blick.
Ja, ich hoffe so sehr, Michi trinkt jetzt, recovered, dann tötet er sie. Das würde ich richtig fühlen. Wirklich. Water, bitte, bitte töte die. Weil das ist richtig scheiße.
Ah, das würde auch Sinn machen, wenn er sie tötet oder so, dann wird sie
Ja,
verbrannt.
das wäre geil. Bei Amidee, also Headcanon wurde halt rasiert von, ne, dem Lord da, wer auch immer das war. Und Maria Headshot, und ich hoffe, sie jetzt auch wird erwürgt oder so ein Scheiß. Ja.
Soweit wir wissen, ist es Dorf nochmal geblieben, ja.
Nein.
But you're alive. For someone so physically weak, you sure are tenacious. Isn't that nice? You have one thing you can be proud of.
Fick dich, Bitch. Water.
Hier spricht wieder Mildo. Wieder Mildo.
Ja, wenn sie jetzt das Wasser wieder hinwirft, dann I will kill her.
What was that? Water? You want water? Hold on, I've got something right here.
She picked up a goblet with her delicate fingers. My hands swiped weakly at the air, trying to grab it. A grin spread across her lips. No. Schüttelt sie sich am Mund. And then she let go.
Go on, drink.
Oh mein Gott, no joke, sie ist schlimmer als alle. Ich erwürg sie bitte wirklich, erwürg sie oder schneid ihr ihre Eingeweide raus und schenk sie ihrer Familie. Also ein Paket.
You'd better hurry or the rock will absorb it all.
Oh mein Gott, Digga. Ja, wirklich.
You wanted water, didn't you? Then drink.
In that moment, I could hear the sound of the last of my dignity crumbling away. Driven solely by my survival instinct, I bent down toward the rock. Ja, wirklich, bitte, töte sie. Oh, bitte, Jungs, bitte. Bitte macht so, dass sie auseinander kaum getötet wird auf jeden Fall. Bastard, Schlampe, Alter. Pressing my lips against the spreading puddle.
You really did it?
Oh mein Gott, Digga.
This is too good, Michel. You look like a cat. No, cats are much more graceful.
Digga, diese.
I can't stop laughing. The daughter of a prestigious family. The bullying us. Sucking water out of a carpet. Ah, I wish I had a painter here to capture this image on canvas.
Digga, wenn sie in der Gegenwart, sie würde so Foto machen davon, die Schlampe, ne? Ja, genau, sagt mit Painting einfach.
So, you know, I accept that I made a mistake, Michel. I promise I'll bring you your food from now on. I'll take very good care of you. This is going to be fun.
Oh, ich hoffe so, der wird getötet, wirklich. Also wirklich nicht nur normal getötet, wie Maria ein Headshot und vorbei, sondern wirklich so getortured, so richtig peel ihr Skin auf, Digga, und dann mach so heißes Wasser auf ihren Rücken dann, wo man das runterpeelt und boah. Nimmt von so einem Schmied so dieses aufgeheizte Ding und schmacht über ihr ganzes Gesicht. So. Listening to a childish yet deeply malicious slaughter. Digga. Let's go. I understood. I was her plaything now. My hell was only just beginning. Also wirklich, das davor waren echt die Happy Days.
Ja.
Und jetzt kommt die Hell. Oh Mann, Digga, bitte, das geht jetzt hier nicht lang. Ich kann es nicht austeilen. Having gotten food and water, my body recovered somewhat. Ja, hörte sie. But I was hardly in peak condition. Scheiße! Komm, ein bisschen mehr. That would take some time, given how badly malnourished I had been. Amy continued to treat me like a pet, constantly stoking the flame of rage within me. Ja, bitte, tötet sie. But I was too weak to stay on my feet for long, and talking hurt my throat. I assume it was a calculated effort on her part to maintain power over me, to keep me as miserable as possible. She always had a smirk on her face as she gazed down on me. Digga! Oh mein Gott.
Come on, open up. Today I'm going to feed you myself. What's the matter? I can't put anything in with your mouth closed.
Digga, und sie hat hier George geheiratet, man sieht auch hier den Ring, ne?
Ja.
Und dann mit Didia Affäre, Digga?
Ja, ich frage mich, warum ist da rausgekommen, also hat Michel gesagt, oder hat DJ
Ja,
gesagt,
die ist cursed.
Achso, so DJ, nein, das ist okay, das ist okay.
She's insane, ne?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Or do you want to starve to death?
Amy, why are you doing this?
Why? Because it's fun. Why else?
Hier, guck mal. Auch noch. Oh, die macht's für einen Fun, der...
Vor allem,
You married into this family, you sick wench!
ja.
What gives you the idea you can treat me?
Are you saying that because I married in, I'm of lesser stature than you? That's true, I am. But what's your point? You think you can intimidate me with formalities?
I mean, I will kill you. Digga.
Ooh, I would rather you not speak my name if you wouldn't mind.
That doesn't excuse your treatment of me. Someone, Didier or Georges, will make you pay for this.
You don't have a single friend here, Michel. No one to take your side. And no one to say a thing about me playing with you. Assuming you were somehow able to tell someone, no one would believe you.
That's a lie.
Do you have any idea what people say about you?
Alter, töten sie.
They say you've gone mad. That you sold your soul to the devil. Do you honestly believe anyone would trust you?
I am not mad. I'm not crazy.
I don't know, you look plenty mad to me.
Grah. Fine. Then I'll run away. I'll escape from this estate and from you. Digga, das callt es doch nicht.
Ja,
Oh mein Gott, dumm.
aber wahrscheinlich so weak und kann nicht klar denken. You think you could survive out in the world with that body? A stray cat could lift more than you. You'd never find work. I'd give you a week at best.
You can't be so sure of that. Ich frage mich, wie es echt dazu gekommen ist, dass sie dann einmal im Monat ihm Essen und so ein Buch schicken. Wer das gemacht hat. Mal schauen. Maybe I could make it on my own.
Maybe, but either way, there's no way you're getting out. You tried to run, someone might just cut your legs off.
How is that at all necessary?
Don't ask me. Maybe because your curse hasn't broken. You know, you're lucky you're even allowed to live.
Oh, Digga. No.
And you should be grateful to me for volunteering to take care of you. Nobody else wanted to have anything to do with this. So if you want to keep living, you have to show me some respect. And you have to do everything I tell you to. Understood?
So this is the real you? You were just pretending to be respectable. When in reality, not only are you sleeping with Didier, you're a downright vile woman. You've been putting on an act ever since you got here.
Oh, you make it sound like I'm somehow worse than anyone else, yes?
Yes.
I'm quite normal, thank you.
How is this normal?
Listen to me, Michel. The side of me you see right now is necessary the whole thing. The sweet girl I am for the family is also me. And when I held you in my arms, that too was me. I'm not putting on an act.
Liar!
Although, to tell you the truth, I never actually liked you, so that part was a lie, yes. If Mother hadn't asked, I would have never even considered getting friendly with you.
I'm
You know, life as a noble woman is so dull. It's so restrictive. No room for love at all. So can you really blame me? There so happened to be the most wonderful night right there for the taking. Why shouldn't I have gone after him? I'm still young. Let me have some fun, you know? Not like women have much else in the say of recreation.
So it wasn't Didier, but you who seduced him?
And it all would have worked out beautifully too, if you had only kept your damn mouth shut.
Ja eben, wie kann sie noch hier sein?
You ruined our family gathering and damaged my reputation. And you called me a whore.
Ja,
Because you're... that wasn't very nice now, was it? Is it any surprise I'm a little sore?
Yes.
You brought this on yourself, Michel.
I brought this on myself? Don't you dare! Nothing justifies what you're doing to me. I'm not the disturbed one. You're a crazy whore! And don't you try to pretend otherwise, damn you!
Oh my, such language. You're not being very nice to me, Michel. Girls aren't supposed to talk like that, you know.
I'm not a girl.
Then what are you?
I'm a man.
A man? With that body?
Ah, Digga. Amy quietly rose. Grabbed me by the hair and shoved me to the floor. Let go of me!
You call yourself a man? You can't even get out of a girl's grip?
Ja, weil er gerade geschwächt ist, du Schaffe!
I'm not all that strong either. In fact, I'd say I'm rather weak. Just a small, powerless girl. If you were a man, you would have no problem breaking free, malnourished or otherwise. But you can't.
Get! She traced the lines of my emaciated ribs with her nails, traveling slowly down my chest.
But even ignoring that, you're missing the most important part.
So stop! Get off me! I tried to shove her aside with all the strength I could squeeze out of my arms, but as Ami had said, I couldn't even overpower a girl. All I could do was lie there beneath her and beg. Get off me! Groaning in anger and frustration. Her finger came to a stop just above my navel. She looked up at me with a sweet smile and then pulled her hand away. And just as a wave of relief spread through me, she shoved me back, jumped up, and slammed her foot between my legs. I shuddered as the pain jolted up my spine. Amy looked down on me as I screamed. A smirk spread across her face. Der ist schlimmste Ausdruck.
Oh my, it's that hurt? There's a surprise. Even without body parts, it still hurts.
So stop, please. And she didn't stop at stepping on me. I'm begging you, stop, please. She dug her toes into my flesh.
What are you exactly, Michel? From the feel of it, you don't quite have proper girl parts either.
I may, please. On top of the physical pain, unbearable humiliation and shame corroded away at my spirit.
What a strange creature you are.
Stop! If I could have died right then and there, honestly, that would have been preferable to the emotion hell she was putting me through.
You should take a look at yourself in the mirror, Michel. You're crying, sobbing like a sad little girl. Not much of a boy, are you? And you lusted after me with this body? Wo kommt jetzt mit der... Ja, kommt jetzt, oder?
Okay.
Seriously, you're disgusting. I can't believe... Yeah, you actually had the gall to fall for me.
Boah, dass wir nur diesen Teil gesehen haben und dann so, jo, wer ist das jetzt? Boah, der schlimmste Charakter im Game.
Ja, boah, jetzt den Kontext zu kennen, crazy. Puh.
Nee. Ja, Freunde, an der Stelle würde ich sagen, beenden wir dieses Let's Play. Ein fettes 1 Stunden Let's Play, Freunde. Ich wäre jetzt so mittendrin schon nur dabei. Es war halt einfach so kein guter Punkt zum Stoppen, deswegen haben wir immer weitergezogen.
Mehr als eine Stunde Let's Play sogar.
Ja, 1 Stunde, so ungefähr, ein bisschen mehr. Ja, Freunde, ich würde sagen, nehmt den Like-Button auseinander. Schreibt in die Kommentare.
Hate-Kommentare.
Ja, schreibt in die Kommentare, wie ihr euch. Aber das kann man wahrscheinlich auf YouTube schreiben, aber wie ihr euch am besten den Tod wünscht von IW.
Ja, obwohl? Das wird so automatisch rauskommen.
Ja, wahrscheinlich schon.
Ja, egal, versucht's,
Freunde.
Schreibt absolute Hate-Kommentare zu Amir.
Ja, so Freunde, ich habe ja schon gesagt, so am besten man nimmt irgendwie so wie bei Griffith und Pete so das Fleisch runter, überall. Und dann nimmt man kochendes heißes Wasser und schmeißt es überall drüber. Außerdem nimmt man doch von so einem Schmied so einen glühend heißen Eisen-Dingsbums, ne? Und macht so überall, wie bei den Sklaven
In Maridor.
in Maridor. Und dann am besten in ihre Fresse, damit man direkt weiß, dass sie eine dreckige Schlampe ist. Ja. Ja, und am besten noch auf die Haare, damit die nicht nachwachsen können. Da ist einfach nur so ein hässliches, dreckiges, schlampiges, fix Arschlochwesen. Ich hasse sie. Fuck. Ich hoffe so sehr, dass sie dreckig stirbt. So richtig elendig dreckig und. Boah.
Ja, okay.
Okay. Na, Freunde, nimm den Leib auseinander. Lass Leine aber da. Und da würde ich sagen, ja, aktiviere die Glocke und abonniere den Kanal und check in der Podcast ab und Wiederschauen, Freunde, und ciao. Scheiß Amir. Töte sie mal, Junge.